All right, we're going to come down onto the backs of our bodies and have a little wiggle around, and then we're going to do some abdominal work. So just get yourself in the mood to move and feel, have a little stretch out. And so we've reached somehow almost the end of January in the new year. And it seems to me that time is really flying. And so we'll just slow down for a moment. We'll just let time slow down slightly. We'll just go breath by breath rather than racing through day by day. Let's just anchor ourselves to our breathing body for a couple of moments. And so that ebb and flow becoming a little bit more fascinating. You can have a little stretch out as you just anchor your attention to your breath, to your movement. Let's do some really dramatic waking up actions. So pretend that you're not ready to get out of bed and you're just so reticent and just moving and stretching around. You can pretend to still be underneath the covers, but it's likely that you stretch your arms and legs in different directions. It's likely that there's natural twists that occur. All right, and then we'll yawn, open our legs. So bring our hands around the backs of the knees, and we're going to point through the toes as the knees fold, flex through the feet, and then draw them up towards the ceiling. So point as the knees fold, flex as the knees lengthen. So once you've worked that out, just let that happen. Just yawning, open your legs. Just gently getting the fibers, the tissues to stretch open, to wake up. And then we're going to flex on the way down and point on the way up. Flex on the way down and point on the way up. Flex on the way down, point on the way up. Okay, now we're going to kick like we are swimming, or kind of like kicking at the side of a pool. So kick, 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 kick. For 5, 4, 3, 2, kick, 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 1. Okay, bring the feet onto the floor, widen them off the mat, roll from side to side, just to let the hips, the pelvis wake up, stretch open. All right, doing some dynamic twists next, if it's okay with your spine. Feet together, knees out, knees are open. Hands are up to shoulder height, and we're going to open and close the legs. So dynamic twisting, opening and closing the legs, dragging your spine into a twist. You're dragging your pelvis from side to side by opening and closing the legs, which causes maybe the opposite shoulder to bounce. You can keep that fairly stable if you can, or just let it bounce. So you're dragging your spine into a twist. The propulsion of this coming from the legs. All right, now the twist and kick, kicking as though a soccer ball along the floor. You can kick your own hand. So twist and kick, twist, kick. And then we're going to twist, kick, and catch. So catch whichever foot and catch it wherever you can, underneath the knee, at the ankle. You might catch the ball of your foot, and just let yourself soften here in the twist. Just anchoring your attention on your breathing. Taking one more deep, slow breath. And then we'll have a little wiggle in the middle. So we'll go to the other side, but not going from one extreme and the other, having a little wiggle in the middle first, and then twist, kick, catch the other foot, and just settle in. A couple of breaths. And then returning to center. Okay, we're just going to do some slow sit-ups. So take your hands onto your thighs and see if you can slide your hands up towards your knees, sitting up, and then release down. And we'll just do that a few times. Can you touch your knees? It might be a big fat no, but you keep trying. Oh, it might be quite easy for you to sit up and touch the knees and then down. We'll do 2 more. All right, hands at the back of the head, which will feel so nice for the neck. And we'll just pick the feet off the floor. We're going to do some love heart knees. So we're going to keep the toes or the big toe base touching each other, open the knees out, and then shoot the legs out in space. So draw your knees up to your chest, open them out and shoot them out in space. So if you can stabilize your pelvis as you repeat this action, stabilize entirely your pelvis. It might be that you're going quite low to the floor, that the legs shooting out can go quite low. That will be quite heavy in the belly. So the lower you go, the harder it will be. You can maybe take breaks by shooting your legs out higher. Just give yourself a little rest if you're going low. And then we're doing 5 more. So as low as you're willing to go, keep the pelvis nice and stable. 3, 4, 5. Have a break. Draw your knees into your chest and rock a little from side to side. All right, so hug yourself in as tightly as you can. Bring your face up towards your knees as tightly as you can, and then let your hands go and see if you can reach past your feet. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then relax. Just lie on the beach with your hands around the back of the head, soft face, soft belly, soft pelvic floor, just giving yourself an entire like micro sleep. And we're going to do that with some variation. So squeeze into the little ball, reach past your feet, and then draw your right leg out and pause. Trying to reach past the foot still, and then swap, pause, swap, pause, swap, pause. 2 more, swap, pause. Last one, swap, pause. Both knees in, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Lift up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then lie on the beach. You can drop your knees into the center if you'd like. Just let your stomach muscles completely soften. Let your neck, throat, face completely soften. All right, we're going to just lift our feet up and pretend that you're sitting on a chair. Pretend that you're sitting on a chair, but not with your legs closed, but with them slightly open. So you've got the heels in line with the knees, knees in line with the hips. All right, hands are going to come together, interlock the fingers, and you're going to pull as though somebody's pulling you through your legs, center, and then go to the right side, pull right side, center, left side, keep going, center, right side, center, left side, 1 more round, center, right side, center, left side, lying on the beach. Soften your belly. So we'll just do 1 more round of that. We'll do left first. So sit onto that invisible chair. You've got a little bit of space between your legs for your hands to fit through, obviously. Okay, ready, go. Center, left side, center, right side, center, left side, center, right side. 2 more rounds, center, left, center, right. 1 more round, center, left, center, right, lying on the beach. You can let yourself unwind a little bit by rocking your legs from side to side. Hopefully everything's kind of waking up a little on the center. All right, let's rock up to sitting. We'll do double pigeon to open our hips. Let's do right in front of left, flex through the feet, sit up nice and tall, hands on the knees, and then just tip forwards. Let's do our Kapalabhati breathing from here. So spacious through the spine, nice and tall through the torso, Soften your belly so you can really kind of flick the belly in and out. Ready, Kapalabhati breathing, 40 rounds, go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, hold the breath in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. Hold the breath out for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Just give yourself a moment. A little side stretch is nice. We'll do one more round, 40 pulses, and then the inhale, hold, exhale, hold. So maybe going a little further forwards, just to give yourself a little bit more challenge. So you need access to your belly muscles and a nice long spine. 40 pulses ready, and go. And that's 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. Hold in for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. Hold out for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Lean back and windscreen wipe your legs just to get rid of that off the hips. So we're going to do that same sequence on the left. And so now that you know what's coming, you can rest a little bit in your mind. Left foot in front of right. Sit up nice and tall. Lean forwards onto your fingers. You might be going a little bit deeper each time we come into this position. 40 pulses. Ready, go. Inhale, hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. Hold out for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Give yourself a moment, side stretching. Hoping that the belly, sides of your belly, center of your belly, center of the spine are all feeling nice and awake now. Let's do one more round, coming slightly further forwards if you're willing. 40 pulses ready, and go. Breathing in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Letting it out. Hold out for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Coming out. Releasing. Having a little windscreen wipe before we go to hands and knees. And so let's set up a little sequence of going from an active chair pose, which means toes are tucked, buttocks are back, hands are outstretched, but the arms are long. And we're going to go inhale to a half plank, exhale down to the floor. So inhale, half plank, exhale down. Push straight back up, inhale, push, exhale back. So in your own time, do several more of those. We're going inhale, half plank, smooth and slowly down with control, and push straight back up, smooth, slow up and back. And so the smooth, slow up is the challenge, obviously. Smooth, slow down is okay, but smooth, slow up is what we're searching for. And so in your own time, do 2 more rounds of that short sequence, trying to get the smooth, slow push up. All right, so now coming back into the active child's pose, let's do active child's pose with side stretch. So hands to the left, pull the pelvis back in space as you reach forwards with the right hand. Couple of breaths here. And coming across to the other side, stretching left side, pulling the pelvis back in space, reaching out with the left hand. And then coming back into the center. So let's do a twist next. So hands and knees. We're going to bring the right hand under and bring the hands together, push through the bottom elbows. So you're in a little prayer pose with your hands. Your elbows are opening, just giving yourself quite a deep twist in this position. If it's not feeling good, you can pull out slightly. Keep breathing. If you can, make sure you've got space, back off if you don't have space for the breathing. Last breath here. And we'll come back out. Have a little wiggle in the middle. And go to the other side. Left hand comes through, hands come together, widen your elbows, pushing a little bit into the bottom elbow, soft face, deep breathing. Last breath here. And you can release down and come into down dog and stretch the legs out. If your toes have been starting to get tired, just give your toes a rest. You can just curl the knuckles of the toes up a little. All right, we're going straight into spring dogs. If you want blocks, you can use blocks. Otherwise, hands down onto the mat. You're in a down dog and you pull the pelvis back in space. The knees are almost touching the mat. And then you shoot forwards into a plank. And that's one. We're doing 5 of those. Pull back, shoot forwards, 2. Pull back, shoot forwards, 3. Pull back, shoot forwards, 4. Back, 5. Back, jump onto the outside edges of your feet, of your hands into an active squat, toes out, knees out, squat down, smile and breathe. Inhale, 1. Exhale, anchor your mind to the breathing. 2. Exhale. 3. Exhale here, lift up, just have a rest, lift up, look up, and then we're going to jump back, land in spring dog, hands down, jump back, land in spring dog, shoot forwards, 1. Pull back, shoot forwards, 2. And 3. And 4. And last one, 5. And jump, active squat, 3 breaths. Inhale, 1. Exhale. 2. 3. Reach up for the break, little rest. We're going to do 2 more rounds. Hands down, jump back, land in a spring dog, shoot forwards, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and jump. 3 breaths. 1. Exhale. 2. 3. Well done. Have a break. Last round. We're almost going to miss them. Hands down, jump back, land in spring dog, shoot forwards, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and jump. 3 breaths. 1, 2, 3, and have a break. Well done. Hands down onto your knees. We'll just let ourselves lean and twist. If that feels good in the side of your belly, it feels good in my hips as well. Maybe if you're leaning onto your hip and you can kind of feel a bit of opening in the groin, just being careful. All right, step back to down dog. We'll just give a little walk into the dog. We're going to walk forwards in a floppy forward bend. Hold the elbows, release the head and neck, move the head from side to side, maybe rock a little from side to side, perhaps. Just to give our shoulders and hands a break. And from floppy forward bend, let's go back, straight back to down dog. So walk straight back to the down dog. We're going to be tapping the right foot onto the outside edge of the right hand. So lift the right foot up, tap onto the outside edge of the right hand, tap, 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 lift up. Again, tap, 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 lift up, tap, 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 and place. And bring the back knee down and pull yourself into a twist. So the right foot's to the right side of the right hand. We're in lizard lunge with a twist. That's it, twisting that way. Yeah. So the right hand can be on the knee. That's it. Push through the hand to lift the chest. Exactly. Couple of deep, slow breaths here. We're going to pull back into straight legs. So if you bring both hands to the floor, if you need blocks, you'll have to grab blocks. Bring the back foot a little bit closer, and you're going to be bending the knees, straightening the legs, bending the knees, straightening the legs. So rocking forwards and backwards, dynamic stretching. Pulling back, flexing the front foot, and staying with straight legs for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Option to bend both knees and then go into three-legged dog, or lift your heel off the floor and bring it up and back to three-legged dog. We'll just bring our right foot down, bring the knees down, get off your hands for a moment, just swing in the arms. Circle in the arms, so fingertips onto the shoulders and circle forward, swimming. And then swimming backwards. We're just going to try that exercise again. So going from a pyramid, so go back into one-legged lizard. I don't think they have two-legged lizards, so just a lizard. And then you're going to pull backwards, flex the front foot, and you're going to try and really push into your hands to lift this heel off the floor and up again, up and around the back. That's it. And then right foot down, just bend one knee at a time. We'll do the other side. And so the tap, tap, tapping, going lift the left foot up, tap to the left side of the left hand, tap, 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 lift up. It's as close as you can to get to the arm. It's not too far away from you. Lift up and tapping. This is a whole body action. Lift up and tapping, tap, 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 lift up, tap, tap, place, tap, tap, place. Bring the back knee down, spin the lungs into the twist. That's it. And then we're going to bring our hands down, take the back foot a little bit closer so you can straighten the legs, bend the knee, rocking forwards and backwards. Okay, rock back, stay back. And so we're going to want to come from this position to three-legged dog. So you need to push into your hands, lift the left heel off the floor and lift it around the back. And then we'll bring the foot down, knees down, have a little swing, the arms. We'll just do it again on that side. We had a practice run on the other side. Swim through your elbows and then backwards again. Shake out the hands. So we'll go three-legged dog to lizard lunge on the left, three-legged dog. Left foot to left side of left hand, just come into lizard, come back into that variation of the pyramid, and then moving from here to three-legged dog. Push through your hands, lift the heel, float the heel back and up. Well done, foot down, well done. And we'll just bend one knee at a time there. Bring the knees down again. Take the toes to tuck. We're just going to stretch the underside of our feet and swing in the arms. And shake out the hands because we're going to do more transitions from down dog into some standing poses. So I recommend, if you're not feeling super flexible today, just have some blocks nearby just in case. We might use them, we might not, but blocks are handy. They're kind of handy. All right, so coming into our down dog, we're going to do lunge dips next. So right foot left, right foot in between the hands, big step, go. Bring the back foot just a little bit closer. The back toes are not in line with the front foot. They're out slightly. Bend through the front knee to come up, lift your hands up. And we're just going to demonstrate that if we were to bend the back knee, that it would go directly underneath the hip. So otherwise you're too far back. If it's too far back, just bring it forwards. Okay, lengthen the limbs, all 4 of them, and then bend just 2 knees. The back knee might touch very softly to the floor or stop about 1 inch from the floor. And we're not pushing too far forwards. We're pulling ourselves backwards in space. Okay, we're going to stay. So set yourself up, stay 3 breaths. 1, exhale. 2, exhale. 3, doing so well. Exhale here, shoot into arrowhead, hands back, back leg straight, front leg is bent, and then reach your hands forwards if you can tolerate that. So don't stick your bum out, don't lean on the front thigh. 2 more breaths. If it's too heavy, bring the hands back. Last breath here. Let's come up and back to down dog. So just reach up so you can come down and bring the foot back. Flush that out of the legs before we do the other side. Lift the left foot up, left foot in between the hands, big step. Back foot comes a little bit closer. Push through the front foot, come up. So just demonstrate to yourself that when you bend your knee, come straight down and then lift. All the limbs are straight and then bend both knees. That back knee is going straight down, but pin drop down, up. And it might be that you're touching the floor, but don't just touch gently. If you're going to go all the way, just a little tiny tap. Okay, go down and stay. 3 breaths. 1, exhale. 2, exhale. 3, exhale here. Shoot into arrowhead to straight the back leg. That's it. 3 breaths here. You can reach your hands out front if you want. 1, exhale. 2, exhale. 3, exhale here. Just lift up so you've got a bit of space. Back to down dog, hands down, foot back. Flush that out of the legs. All right, let's do some warrior 2 positions. Lift the right foot up. Right foot between the hands, back heel down, up into warrior 2. And so we'll just give ourselves the warrior 2 proper, just to remind ourselves how good it feels. Bend the front knee deeply, spread the hands, spread the energy. You're spreading the energy backwards as well as forwards, softening your face. All right, we're going to move and breathe. Turn the palms up, lift up on inhale, lengthen the leg. Exhale, hands come down. You might face forwards. Inhale, face the center, hands lift. Exhale, back into warrior 2. And so you're kind of re-inviting the power of warrior 2 each time. 2 more. There's a drama in warrior 2. It's like this epic kind of place that we can live in for a moment. 3 more breaths. 1, 2, 3. Okay, coming into the side angle pose, just to give yourself a big swing around with the top arm, giving the arms a break, leaning on one and swinging with the other. We're going to set ourselves up into the active side angle pose. So let your left arm, that top arm, come up and over, and then reach your underarm up and over as well. 3 breaths. 1, exhale. 2, exhale. 3, exhale here, lift up to warrior 2, inhale, down onto the hands, foot comes back into down dog, and just wash that out of the legs. Left foot lifts, left foot between the hands, warrior 2 on the left. Take a few breaths just to feel the power here. Tracking the knee out when you bend it, switching the outer hip, outer buttocks on. Last breath here. And then we're just going to recreate it over and over. So hands come up, and then you recreate, hands come down, smooth into warrior two, reaching up and then out. Feeling the grace and action. 2 more. Last one. And we get to stay this time 3 more breaths. 1, 2, and 3. Bring the elbow down, reach the arm up and over, and just give yourself a big swing on the top arm. Both arms get a break. All right, so set yourself up in side angle and then reach the underside arm up as well. 3 breaths. 1, if it's too heavy, just bring your elbow back onto your knee. 2, 3. Exhale here. Well done. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale down onto the hands. Foot comes back, down dog, and flush that out of the legs. Let's come into some elbow planking next. So come into Sphinx position. Switch on the arms and the core. Point through the toes just for the half elbow plank. So lift as though lifted from your belly button, lift up towards the knees, and then pull your elbows and knees towards the center for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then rest down into a little micro sleep. Have a 5-second sleep. Let's do that one again, because we really want to be ready at the center for what's to come. So lift as though from the belly button, and then drag the knees and the elbows towards the center for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then have a little micro sleep. You might turn your face in the other direction this time. All right, let's come into full elbow plank, side elbow plank, and then do some side elbow plank walking. So lift into tucked toes, lift up into full elbow plank. Bring your right hand into the center, the left hand out like a little teepee. Spin the toes to the left, heels to the right, and lift off your hand. So you've got both feet on the floor. Just bend the top knee, which is the left knee, and then put that left foot on the floor and bend the bottom knee. And then put that foot back on the floor. So top leg, left leg, and then right leg. Left leg, top leg, right leg, 1 more set. Left leg, right leg. Spin yourself around to the center, have a little micro sleep. So just giving yourself a reset, a moment to rebound. And let's come up again. So from full elbow plank to side elbow plank to side elbow plank walking. So take yourself into full elbow plank. Left hand comes in, right hand comes out. Spin the toes to the right, the heels to the left. Right hand lifts. So the top leg is the right leg now. Bend the top leg and then place that foot back on the floor so you can bend the underside leg. So here we're using the inner then the outer legs to hold ourselves up. We've got 2 more sets. Top leg, bottom leg, top leg, bottom leg. Well done. Spin onto your toes, come onto your thighs, have a little micro sleep. And then we're going to peel back into a child's pose so that we can just give ourselves a moment to stretch the side of our bellies, the side of our lower backs. All right, we're going to come into some more moving and breathing. We're going to move and breathe like a pump, but just lift up so I can demonstrate. If you're feeling strong, you're going to be moving and breathing like a pump from your elbows. And so usually we do it from our hands. Usually we do it like this, lift up, knee to the chest. We usually do it like that. We're going to do it today from elbows. So it's just a little bit stronger to lift up and then bring the knee in here. So this is like a little prep for baby Bakasana. So you want to try and touch your tricep with your knee. It's going to be fine. Let's do 6 rounds, and then we're going to pause on the 6th round. Ready? So we're up on the elbows, lift your bum. So you kind of like in a dolphin pose, lift the right foot up, right knee to the tricep, pause, lift up, exhale forwards, pause, lift up, pause 3 and 4 and 5. We're going to stay on 6 and 6 and stay. 2 breaths. Lift the heel, lift the knee. 1, exhale. 2, exhale here. Okay, lift up. And then bring your knees down onto the floor. Just give yourself a moment's rest. In child's pose, you can turn your palms open and let your neck and throat, your face, your shoulders have a big, deep rest. So it's exciting that we get to do the other side. And it might be easier. It might be harder, it might be easier. So elbows down, if you so choose this mission. You might have your hands down instead. So lift your feet, lift your knees off the floor, lift the left foot up, left knee to the tricep. 1, lift up, exhale forwards. 2, up, 3, up, 4, up, 5. We're going to stay on 6, up, knee to the tricep, stay. Inhale 1, exhale, lift the heel, lift the knee. 2, exhale here, inhale up, feet down, knees down, child's pose. Let yourself soften. So we're just going to get rid of that off our shoulders now. Let's come into our down dog first up. And we're going to do some shoulder release from warrior 1. Lift the right foot up, bring the right foot between the hands, back foot down onto the back heel. And we're up into warrior 1. Okay, so we're going to lift the fingers and then bend the elbows and pull the elbows back, lift the chest, lift the chin, bend the front knee and breathe. 2 more breaths here. We're going to wrap ourselves up in a big hug and then just drop down, but keep the front knee bending, keep yourself uplifted, but you're trying to open just the rib cage. All right, we're going to come into Garudasana arms, the right elbow on top, left arm spins under, and then settle in here and tip forwards. That's it. Bend through the front knee, charge through the back heel, not leaning anywhere, just pushing through that front foot. 2 more breaths here. Last breath. All right, take your hands around the back. We're going to do humble warrior. Just give yourself a moment, lift the chest, lift the chin before you bow down. Head might come towards the floor, hands might come towards the ceiling, your shoulder might just land on your knee. Couple breaths. Last breath here. And back up through warrior 1. Back to down dog, hands down, foot back, flush that out of the legs. Do the other side, lift the left foot up and forwards, warrior 1. And so take the arms up, fingertips lift, bend the elbows and reach your chest and chin forwards as the elbows pull back. And then wrap yourself up in a big hug and keep bending the front knee. You're rounding down, but you're not bending forwards. It's rounding the chest. Okay, Garudasana, left elbow in front, right arm spins around. Once you're in the position, lean forwards into weighting, weighting up the front legs. So front legs becoming very powerful and strong, very reliable, stable. Last breath here. And then we lift up, We're going to reach back behind us. Just let yourself reach for a moment. Lifting up, and then humble warrior, bowing down. So you're going close to the leg. The hands are coming to the sky. The left knee is bending. The left leg, you're not jutting it out to the side. It's still in its proper line, still in just the warrior one line. Let's lift all the way back up to warrior one. And then back to down dog to flush that out of the legs. All right, we're going to do a Bekasana, not the one that you think we're going to do. We're just going to do the hip opener version. Knees are open to the long edge of the mat. Toes touch, knees open. And then we'll come down onto our elbows, letting the inner thighs stretch open. You might move a little bit further forwards onto your elbows and then open the feet. That's it. And your knees hopefully are happy on the mat. If you want more, you go forwards and backwards with your pelvis. And it's when you pull backwards that you get the more bit. So you might pull back and stay, not going too aggressively anywhere. Last breath here. And then pull forward so that the feet can close, your elbows can walk back, and your knees can close. We'll just sit onto our feet for a moment so our hips forgive us. Just let yourself sit for a moment. You'll be fairly tantalized in lots of different areas. We're going to do some back body strengthening next. So we'll do Shalabhasana and the option to take Dhanurasana, but only if you're in the mood. So let's come onto our bellies again. Kind of using a 360 core logic this today. So Shalabhasana, bring your fingernails onto the mat. Your feet might touch, they might be hip width, and let your chest lift. You're not pushing through your hands, and let your feet lift. Maybe they come together. Softly close your eyes and breathe. 3 more breaths. 1. Exhale. Lift a little higher. 2. Exhale. 3. Exhale here, and then soften. Just give yourself a little break. We'll do a vinyasa to reset before we do Dhanurasana, or we just repeat Shalabhasana. So come into an up dog. Inhale, exhale, down dog. Just pull back, stretch back, and then we're going to go forwards and down, ready for Dhanurasana. So forwards and down. So it might be that you just do Shalabhasana again, or bend the knees, catch the ankles, pointing through the feet. You're going to open the knees to lift into Dhanurasana. That's it. 3 more breaths. 1. Exhale. 2. Exhale. 3. And exhale, release. Vinyasa. Come into Cobra or an up dog to the down dog. Flush that out the legs. Give yourself a little wiggle so it releases through the spine, through the lower back. We'll get rid of that on a one-legged pigeon now. So right foot lifts, right knee behind the right wrist. Settle into your one-legged pigeon. Let's lift up first. And I want us to now push through the front foot and knee enough so that we don't need the hands on the floor. We can bring our hands back and tip forwards as though we're in arrowhead. So it's really charging up the front buttock. 3 more breaths. 1. 2. 3. And then you can bring the hands down and rest down, really sink in and enjoy it. And so letting yourself completely soften across that right hip. If you want to move your foot a little bit further forwards, you might find that that's possible and productive, but it might not be. So settle in, soften down. I'm going to do my favorite position after a one-legged pigeon is Adho Matsyendrasana twist. So lean onto the right hip for a moment, take the back leg around the front, hook and twist. So you might even pull yourself into the complete posture where you hold the front foot and the back hip. You might just bring your elbow onto the outside of the knee or hug the knee, whatever feels appropriate today. Couple more deep, slow breaths. Just bring your elbow and push and feel, but that's it. Okay, because we've done quite a lot of deep strength power work, we're just going to play with this arm balance that's just available. It's just so close, and we might as well, right? So unhook first. You've all had a go of this before. It might be appropriate, might not. Let yourself lift off your bum first. And then bring the right elbow and tuck it underneath the front knee. Left elbow is just ready to take some weight into Kundiasana. 3 breaths. 1, 2. Keep having a little go. 3. Come back into Adho Matsyendrasana. That's it. Come back into the twist. Come back through one-legged pigeon. And then back to 3-legged dog. Woohoo, it's like a party, right? Flush that out of the legs. Flush that out of the lower back. And we'll do the other side. So lift the left foot up. Left knee behind the left wrist, active. One-legged pigeon. So we're going to push and charge first up. So we're pushing into that front foot and knee. Push, push. The lower you go, the harder it's going to be. So you might not go any further down. You might have a little bit more power to lean forwards, arms back, but lean forwards. Keep pushing, pushing into the knee, into the foot. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands down, resting, resting and enjoying. And as we come up and out, take the back foot around, Adho Matsyendrasana, the twist. Back leg hooks around the front knee, and we spin the lungs. That's it. And so a hooked elbow is enough. Couple more breaths here. And you could stay in this position if you're not interested in the arm balance, if you can't be bothered or you don't find it fun, and just stay in the twist. Or you have to get off your bum first. And then we hook, twist hook. So the back, that's it. That front hand comes down, the second hand comes down, and then we kind of almost lean onto the arms and open the legs. 3 breaths. Your face will be very close to the floor if you're in it. And try and come back through to Adho Matsyendrasana. Come back through to the twist. Ooh. Come through the twist, the one-legged pigeon, the 3-legged dog. And then both feet down. Just bend the knees for a moment. Just sit onto your feet. Just let ourselves reset. We'll feel this side body awareness. We've gotten a bit 360 degrees with our awareness. And we'll just finish with some stretches. So coming into both feet in, both knees out, Baddha Konasana. So you can hold the ankles or hold the toes and have a little butterfly first. Nothing wrong with a little bit of ballistic shock in the tissues. And then we'll lean forward. So I want us to go now back into Kapalabhati breathing because we're symmetrical again. And it's such a lovely place to play with Kapalabhati. Let's do 50 pulses. Kapalabhati ready and go. Last 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, hold the breath. Hold for 5, and long spine, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, lean forwards. Hold the breath out for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Open both legs for Konasana. Coming forwards as you like. If you want to just push into your fingertips behind you, fine. If you want to have a little cushion underneath your legs, great. So coming into Konasana, last round, Kapalabhati breathing, 50 pulses, ready, go. Last 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. Hold in for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. Hold out for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Before we close our legs, we'll just do some side stretching and some twisting. We can reach up and over. Once we've reached up and over, we can reach forwards and then backwards, just billow forwards and backwards so you can release it. From the side stretch, you're just adding a little bit of twist. Just be careful with the short side that you're not pinching. This really flushes out the side body, the side rib cage. And we'll come up into the center and do the other side. So settle into a side stretch first, and it might be all you'd like from this position. It might be enough. Or just letting yourself billow a little bit forwards and backwards. Just finding out if you can create a little bit of space around the lower back, around the lower front, around the shoulder, around the ribs. And then we'll come back into the center. We'll finish in a seated position for a moment. We'll do a little meditation together. And so we're just going to anchor the mental movement onto the movement of the breathing. So let your breath be slow, perhaps a little bit whispered. So you're riding the breath. Let yourself anchor and ride. You can feel that the mind moves with the breath. Much like surfing on a wave, you're riding across the wave of the inhale and across the wave of the exhale. Once we've gotten fairly anchored into the present moment, anchoring the movement of the mind onto the movement of the breathing. It's not that you're unaware of the other stuff that's happening around you, but you can concentrate. You're attending the moment of the breath. Now we're going to anchor our mind into stillness. Just place your first two fingers of the right hand onto your forehead and just focus your mind there, not right at the skin, but behind the bone, behind the forehead. Just come into behind the forehead, into the brain a little. You might go inwards an inch and anchor there. So the movement of the breathing is happening. You can feel it. but you are now anchored in stillness. You're aware of what's happening around you, but your mental activity, your concentration, your attention is now completely still. Feel the quiet steadiness. We'll take our left hand now onto our chest so that we can connect the mind to the heart space. Let your left hand rest onto your chest. You're going to take your right hand off your forehead and onto the lower belly, just connecting to your hara, soften the shoulders. Feel that you're very still. There's the movement, there's the comings and the goings of the activity around you. You're steady at the center. Right. Stay in this stillness, seated stillness, a little silent sitting for a few minutes. You might like to stretch your arms and unfold the body and go into relaxation now. It's entirely up to you. I'm going to leave you with meditation or relaxation. If you're going to go into relaxation, have a little squizzle around with your limbs before you expect to lay still comfortably. If you just want to continue your meditation, hand on heart and hand on belly, continue.